everyone for being with us virtually to be part of this roundtable discussion titled The Future of Logistics, Increasing Efficiency in Last Mile and Supply Chain, which is in partnership with Alibaba Indonesia. Before we begin, I'd like to mention to everyone that you may send your questions via the chat or Q&A tab at the bottom of your screen, either in Bahasa or English. The logistics industry in Indonesia has been facing a couple of challenges due to its unique landscape. Today, we will hear from Alibaba and China on how such challenges are addressed. First, we have the head of innovation solutions of Alibaba Cloud Intelligence, Su Xingtong.
Thanks everyone for attending this session. So I'm Xingtong, head of innovation solutions from Alibaba Cloud. So I focus on the industries in logistics, supply chain, and also other data intelligence solutions as well. So also for the business or projects, I'm also involved in the Southeast Asia and also Middle East projects as well. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Hello, everybody. This is Ivan Yang from Cainiao and the responsible for the logistics planning of the logistics systems. So nice to have the meeting today.
Thank you, Ivan, for the brief introduction about yourself. So now we can officially begin the virtual roundtable session. Our first speaker is going to be Su Xingtong. So I turn the spotlight now to Xingtong.
Okay, thank you. Let me share my screen. Okay, so I will give a high-level introduction about the logistics solutions we have in Alibaba Group. Okay, so before I start, please allow me to maybe take a 1 minute to give a rough introduction about our Alibaba Group ecosystem. So you see, most people know Alibaba Group from this following business like Taobao, Tmall, or AliExpress, Lazada. And actually, most of these businesses are actually supported by other companies in Alibaba Group. So for example, what we are also focusing on today is Cainiao. So it is working mainly focused on the logistics infrastructure and providing all those logistics business as well. And other than that, we have Alibaba, which is for marketing services and data management. And third one, we have Ant Financial, which is for payment and financial services. Another part related to logistics will be eMap, is our mapping service. So the mapping service address information can be used for the vehicle route planning. So all those are features related to logistics. So last but not least, we have Alibaba Group. So it's a foundation of most of the business inside Alibaba Group. So it's providing cloud computing, AI, and big data solutions. Yeah. So let's move on to the logistics part. So here are two numbers showing on the screen. So this is a logistics mission we want to achieve. So we want to achieve a 24-hour China nationwide delivery and 72-hour worldwide delivery. And here are some other factors about our logistics business. So for example, we are having logistics business in more than 200 global regions. And in China, we already covered 2.7K counties. And in the world, we are having 3,000 plus partners in this logistics industry. And every day we are handling 16 trillion transactions per day, and so on and so on. So the reason we are showing you this slide is to show you what are the logistics business we are in, and the concept and the solutions we are introducing today has been proved with this lots of logistics business. So it's quite mature. So no matter our customers' business is in small, medium, or large size, we do have those suitable solutions to recommend. And here is showing the the logistics solutions we are having in the world. You see, including we have 6 global logistics hubs and 14 global fulfillment centers, and we also have the provide the the charter flight delivery service, and some of the country or region, for example, Spain, France, or Netherlands, we are able to provide a 72-hour worldwide delivery service. Okay, so let's move on to the the solution solution side. So you see, we have been talking to many of our customers around the world. So most of the customers from logistics industries are facing the business challenges from these following 3 categories. So the first one would be performance. So some of our customers are are facing inefficient data entry issue. Multiple of the systems that could not communicate efficiently with each other. And you see also, due to the rapid business growth, their current system is not able to handle those like a big data volume or business size. So this is a performance challenge. So after that, so some of our customers, when they face this kind of issue, they would like to design or develop their own systems or solutions. So this comes up with a second challenge, which is about cost. So you see, designing by our customers themselves, if you take a very long time to go production, and also the design and the development cost is very high. So this is about second challenge. Last but not least is about operation. You see, most of the logistics systems can be very crucial and complicated. So to make sure the systems are reliable and manageable is the third challenge. See, to overcome these challenges, we are introducing these following solutions. So from bottom to top, bottom part will be Alibaba Cloud Infra. So it's providing all those cloud computing, AI, and big data to help our customers with data integration, pre-processing, cleaning, and some of the engines can be deployed on Alibaba Cloud as well. So this is foundation for the logistics solutions. Yeah. Then once we have this infrastructure ready, so we are able to provide systems and also intelligent solutions from different parts of logistics. Taking supply chain as example, for the entire supply chain management, we have the supply chain management system. And if we drill down into the logistics different part of the process. So for example, you are taking the e-commerce business as example. The first one you will take action is the order. So you will receive the order from the end users or from your partners. So for order, we have this order management system. So the next step is sending your order information to the warehouse or the distribution center. So it depends on what kind of business you are in. So for warehouse, we have a warehouse management system. Distribution, we have the distribution management system. And then once the products or inventory are ready for the shipment, we come to the transportation part. So for the transportation, we provide a transportation management system until to the last mile delivery. Yeah. So you see, for each part or each section, we have different systems to provide to our customers. So not only the systems, but also intelligent solutions. For example, for supply chain, we have the sales forecast. You see, during some special festival or season, like a Double 11 or Black Friday, there may be a sudden increase in number of orders or shipment orders or e-commerce orders. So with this sales forecast, we are able to send this information to the warehouse to provide this intelligent inventory replenishment. So to try to avoid the out of stock or overstock issue. And then when we talk about transportation, we also provide those AI dispatching. So which means you have a lot of shipment order. So and you have a large fleet to handle this shipment. So how to dispatch the resources to fulfill all those shipment orders, we are recommending using AI dispatching. And once the drivers receive the shipment order, so which route he should travel to make sure the travel distance or travel time is minimized, we have this vehicle route planning solutions as well. Yeah. And with all these systems and intelligent solutions, we are able to provide a good service and support to the logistical carriers and also our merchant and customers. Yeah. So you see, this slide is showing the high level what we have in the logistics solutions, and it's mainly focusing on the software part. And of course, for the logistics part, we also have the hardware part. So which is we are providing a one-stop automation solutions. So and it's involve a lot of hardwares. So what we are doing here is not only like blindly sell the hardwares. We are having an end-to-end one-stop automation solutions. So what does it mean is from the beginning of the projects, we are providing like a consultant service, or we are having a lot of discussions with our customers to understand their requirements or pinpoints. So based on this information, we are like customize or recommend or design different types of automation solutions for our customers. So this part is a solution design part. So once the solution is decided and designed, we are also helping our customers to integrating with their current existing systems, and also we're working on the implementation as well. And the last but not least, on top of that, we are providing those intelligence operation solutions. So you see, it's not only we are providing the hardwares, but also for the sharing our experience and also providing a consultant service. So it's an end-to-end one-stop automation solutions. So here is giving you some examples of what are the the hardwares included in this automation solutions. For example, we have different types of warehouse, or for the distribution center. We also provide this transmission lines, and you see inside the warehouse we also have this AGVs to help enable the automation part and so on. Yeah. Okay, that is all from my side. Due to the time reason, I only give the high-level introduction about our logistics solutions. Do let us know if you are interested in any of the parts, so we can have a more detailed discussion about that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Singtong, for the insightful and also very knowledgeable presentation. So we also know about like the customization of the logistics and how behind Alibaba Cloud. So the next session is going to be panel discussion between Ivan and Singtong. We have Pinky from Alibaba Cloud Indonesia. So Pinky, you can say it all yours. Thank you.
Yeah, hi all, good morning. I'm Pinky as Head of Business for Alibaba Cloud Indonesia. So today we will have a panel discussion with all the speakers here. So to shorten the time, let me start for the panel discussion. Okay. Okay, here we have a speaker, Shu Tong, Head of Innovation Solution, and then Ivan Yang, Project Director for the Logistics Planning in China Global. So yeah, thank you, Tong and Ivan, for the presentation about the cloud logistics solution, and also China. Yeah, I mean that it's really interested. So in Indonesia, national logistics system become one of the determining elements of Indonesia's economic power. So from the data in Indonesia, process for logistics is quite complicated and also takes really effort, takes time, and takes huge costs. Because mostly we don't have platform logistics from end to end, from upstream to downstream. So from the data in Indonesia, several causes of cost overruns in logistics industry. The first is due to the cases of load volume balance, and then also connectivity between regions that haven't been developed and mainly for the infrastructure. And then the third is like the ineffective national logistics system. And then the last one is there is no clear law on logistic institution here in Indonesia. So those reasons makes logistics in Indonesia not yet competitive. And also with the launch of the ecosystem, it's hoped that there will be ease and smoothness of the process from upstream to downstream. So I have a question for Sinton and Ivan. So here is the question. In the era of digitalization, how did the logistics industry in China thrive, and how would this be relevant in today's logistics industry in Indonesia? Yeah, please, for Shinton or Ivan.
Okay, so Shinton, let me try to give
please,
some
please go
so some short answer for this question from my personal experience. Actually, in China, that's for the digitalization, especially in the industry of logistics, the first thing what we are now doing is that, because for digitalization or digital era, that's what we can do. The first step is that we try to make the logistics elements digitalized. Those logistics elements include, for example, we say people, I mean the operators, and then the spaces such as warehouses and those trucks and those parcels. So all these, what we are now doing, that is to make them digitalized. So based on this understanding of the digitalization of those logistics elements, in this, I mean, in China, especially in mainland China, there have so many companies, they are doing the products or tools or systems for the logistics service provider, for those we say the goods owner, to make them digitalized. For example, in Cainiao, as example, we are now doing some products. We say products, that is or systems. For example, we have our own PDA development, which is a name called Lemo. So this is very, we say the end device which can help us to collect all those information for those parcels, for those packages which is operated in the warehouse. So then we collect all the data. Then in our system, we will use this data to optimize the whole chain, I mean, the whole logistics chains. Then we can do forecasting, we can do the planning of the resources to handle those packages. And this is one example. And also the other example, that we make our parcels digitalized. For example, we actually 5-4 years ago, we developed the digital waybill. That means to make the address digitalized. Originally, we have, for example, we have a postcode. The postcodes, that means we have digitalized some big zone or some big districts, which with for example, the 6 or 4 digits represents one block of zone. But now, based on the e-map, which can specify one building as one number, and based on this number, then we make our waybill digitalized. That means when you click on the website, you have you have an order. Then behind your click, the whole system has received all the information from you. For example, the goods you are trying to buy in which warehouse, and this warehouse will go through which routes to which stations, and will use how many people, and when will the goods be received from your side, I mean, from the end user side. So this is the digital waybill help us to make the parcels digitalized, and behind that, we use all those data to optimize or to prepare all the resources for the handling of those cargoes. And this, for example, last year in Double 11 2020, one day, I mean, in Cainiao, in mainland China, we handled 675 million parcels. So this is a huge number for the whole logistics system to handle this quantity of the parcels. But behind that, we do many, the logistics service providers, the CEP companies, they provided the services with the optimization of the whole system to fulfill all those orders in a smooth way. Actually, before that, when we have the Double 11 in 9 years ago, we see there are many stops of the, breaks or stops of the operations of the logistics. But now with all those improved digitalization systems, orders or tools, help us to to make the systems run in a smooth way. So actually in China, we see many companies or many enterprises have invested in those digitalized systems, tools to make the systems, the logistics operation systems, more efficient within a controlled cost. So that I just give a brief understanding of what we did in China.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ivan. So I assume that that you recommend like the China will help to make digitalized with all the products. Like in China, try to make the logistic element digitalized, like from the people, warehouse, and then puzzle. But do you think that the China can be relevant for the solution logistic industry in Indonesia?
Yes, I think so. And I think
Okay.
Xintong can give more answer for Indonesia market.
Sure. Maybe Xintong can have other answer for this.
Okay, sure. Thanks, Ivan, for sharing all those informations. I couldn't agree more with what you have mentioned. Basically, what Cainiao did is providing, from the beginning when he mentioned using the PDAs to collecting all those parcels or products information to the, to the warehouse part, automation, and to the transportation part until to the last mile delivery. So you see from the end to end, the entire process has become digitalized. So definitely you see when I talk to the customers from Southeast Asia and also Middle East, definitely the scenarios or the use case or the business they are into are quite similar as what happened in China. And the best practice and experience we have been done in China can be definitely like recommended and shared to customers to help them to digitalize no matter what kind of business, what types of logistics business they are into. Yeah, so in this part we can help them to from the beginning to the end, like how to digitalize. Yeah.
Thank you, Xintong. Yeah, I think it's great. We can share the use case to the client from the beginning and then from the end, like from upstream to downstream. I think it will be great. And then for the next one, I will read the question from one of the participants. So the question is in WMS as manpower scheduling, is there any feature for manpower planning to calculate how many manpower needs in particular period, such as in peak season? From Salim Hanggara. yeah, maybe Shinton and Ivan can answer this question.
Okay. Yeah, I saw this question. Thanks, Salim,
Yeah.
for the question. It's a very good one. So, in the warehouse management part, definitely we have those, the manpower management, and we have different kinds of solutions. For example, we have something called, the warehouse operation optimization solution. So, which is we are helping our customers to equip some devices on the employees so that their efficiency can be recorded and analyzed. So at the end of the day, you will know for different the process, what is the efficiency of the employees or different parts of the warehouse, what is the efficiency. And you see, based on this information and based on all the information you will have, we will help you to dispatch these resources, optimize the entire dispatch resources to work on those processes. And last but not least, we also provide those kind of forecasts. You see, based on the next coming orders or the coming future orders you will have. So we will help you to forecast what are the number of orders coming in, what is the inventory requirement, what are the workload of your warehouse. So based on this information, we will help you to forecast what are the manpower size you will require so that you can provide the good enough services and of course this kind of thing. And yeah, so basically that is all.
Yeah, thank you, Sing Tong, for the answer. Yeah, hopefully it answered the question from Salim Hanggara. And then while we are waiting for the question, so I can continue for the panel discussion, the others. I'm just wondering about the challenge in Indonesia. So the challenge for the post-pandemic logistic industry will be to ensure high performance of lean supply deliveries without compromising its flexibility. So, so the logistic ecosystem is expected to have a digital platform, so it doesn't take effort and is more efficient. For example, in Indonesia, maybe truck orders can be made online as well as digital platform payments. An ecosystem aims to reduce time and complicated process in distribution. So in the future, it is hoped that logistics in Indonesia can increase. So, well, the question again to Ivan or Sing Tong, this one about the challenge. Yeah, some say that China tech is revolutionizing how goods are delivered. This is true in China. So, in your point of view, do you think that Indonesia can take advantage of this technology's features to address delivery challenge in Indonesia? Yeah. Please. Ivan, maybe can answer.
Yeah, because you just mentioned Cainiao, so I would like to share some understanding the technologies of Cainiao. In China, in the peak period, last year, 2020, in the Double 11 peak time, only Cainiao is a comprehensive platform. So on our platform, we handled over 2.3 billion parcels in the peak period. So you just imagine how can one company to handle this huge quantity of parcels? It's impossible. So we have to collaborate with our partners. That's why, as Xin Tong just mentioned, on our platform, we have in our platform, we connected with 3 million couriers. That is our operators who are working on our platform. And we also connect with many companies. They cooperate each other for each section of the operations of the logistics systems. So what I want to share for this point is that only we collected we collect and connect all those logistics elements together in one platform, then we can serve the huge quantity of parcels fulfillment operations. These are first points. So the second point is that I would like to share one example about our digital warehousing. How can we handle the parcel? Because you know the logistics systems actually is a network, and the network is organized with routes and with warehouses. So this is connect. So for the nodes of the warehouse, which is we say the warehouses, and now in China, especially in our Alibaba's business scope, we provide many digital warehouses. In the digital warehouses, we will meet, I mean, the peak time and then the downtime. Then we see it's a dynamic of the businesses, especially for those fast consumer goods. So how can we invest the warehouse? I mean, how many MHE, we say material handling equipment, to handle the equipment? We cannot invest the equipment with to operate with the peak period, and also we cannot with the lowest level of quantities of packages we are going to handle in the warehouse system. So we have to find some way to handle those to balance. So this is what we call flexible automation. One example of the flexible automation we have applied in our warehouses is AGV, as you know. So as Xintong just mentioned in his presentation, the AGV is with the blue color. So one example is the goods to person operations. So one data I would like to share with you in our Wuxi, the city of Wuxi in China, we have a warehouse we have invest around 780 AGVs to do operations for picking, for goods to persons operation. Originally, in 7 hours for one person in the warehouse, working for 7 hours, he has to work over 27,900 steps. I mean, to pick the goods. I mean, to do the fulfillment, to picking. Then in the 7 hours, he can only pick 1,500 parcels. So that means he works over 27,900 steps and pick 1,500 parcels. Okay, then we have our AGVs for those goods to person operation, I mean picking. This operator only works for 2,500 steps. But in 7 hours, he can pick over 3,000 parcels. I mean, the efficiency is doubled with AGVs. So not only we improve the efficiency, but also it's good to meet the dynamic of the business. I just mentioned that in our Wuxi warehouse, we have invested 708 AGVs. But if we have daily operation, we can only invest, for example, 700 AGVs, and we can let the other AGVs to serve for the other warehouses, for the other industries. So we can balance all the operations and we balance equipment investments. Then with this, I'm just mentioning one case. So with this case, I mean, with this technology, we will meet the dynamic of the business. So that's I would like to share with you one example. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivan. Maybe Xintong can add some point. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Ivan, to sharing all those impressive, numbers and the facts what we have been done in China. and he's mainly, you see, focusing on the, the very important part, which is the warehousing part, how to improve the efficiencies to, to improve the entire delivery process. So maybe I will maybe add a few points on top of that for other parts of delivery. So you see, when we're talking about delivery, actually is involving multiple parts. Like for the high level part, we have the first mile delivery, which is from the supplier's warehouse to the retailer's distribution center, and then we are talking about the middle mile is from the distribution center to the retail, and until to the last mile delivery to the customer part. You see, for different parts, actually is involving a lot of processes and technologies. So so for the what we can provide for this delivery part is you see, even from the beginning of the entire delivery process, when the customer putting orders, like what Evan mentioned, you see, during Double 11, we are handling a large volume of like parcels or delivery orders. So before this kind of orders come to you, maybe you need to plan your entire resource before that. So it's not only about the inventories or products, but also about your like manpower or the robotics equipment, whether they are enough to handle this large amounts of these order services. So for this kind of issue, we are providing those like demand forecast and the replenishment solutions. And then we move on to what Ivan focused on is a warehouse part. So like how to use those automation solutions to speed up the entire logistics process and so on. And then we move on to the shipment part. For the entire shipment, we are helping our customers to do the real-time tracking, so that the customer will always know where their parcel is, and we can also help our customer to estimate the more accurate arrival time. So by doing this, it will increase the customer satisfaction a lot. And talking about the last mile delivery, we have those, Ivan also mentioned that those dispatching and vehicle route planning kind of thing. So we always able to handle the real time dispatching. And when you are facing a big volume of shipment order, this is quite a tricky part. And so that with this kind of real-time dispatching and very intelligent vehicle route planning, so your customers will have a shorter waiting time, maybe. And there's also a very like a popular part is about the delivery part. So you see nowadays when the delivery guys deliver the parcels to customers' place, sometimes the customers is not at home. So maybe the delivery guy has to come back again. So you see the first time delivery success rate is quite important to most of the delivery companies. So you see what Cainiao also provided is those parcel delivery lockers, so that if people is not at home, they can always put the parcels or products inside the locker. So the user is able to receive a SMS and with a QR code or other like code to open the locker to collect themselves, so that this will increase the delivery success rate a lot. Yeah. So you see, I'm just adding some points from the end to end about this delivery process. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you so much, Tong and Ivan. Yeah, so we need to collect it and connect together in one platform, and also how to delivering the puzzle. So maybe it can answer how's to address delivery challenge in Indonesia. So thank you, Tong and Ivan, for the answer. So the next question is this about the compete in this industry 4.0. So in Indonesia, based on logistic performance, Indonesia globally, based on the data, Indonesia ranking is the number 46 from the 160 countries for logistic industry. So how can leaders identify the best technology most applicable in Indonesia logistic industry and compete in this industry 4.0? So probably Tong or Ivan can answer this question.
Well, I know about Industrial 4.0, but it's hard for me to answer directly what kind of suitable technology for local, I mean, especially in Indonesia. For me, because I once worked in Germany for, especially with the concept of Industrial 4.0 and also Logistics 4.0. When we are talking about Industry 4.0, then we have to understand what's the target for Industry 4.0 and what's the requirements we will meet for logistics systems, especially for logistics service who have to develop, the capacity they have to develop to meet the requirements from the advanced manufacturing or Industrial 4.0. You know that in the world we have in China we have only made in China 2030 plan, and in Germany they initiated the Industrial 4.0, and all those countries they are now working on why they have to initiate this kind of advanced manufacturing, because as I understand it that the market is changing. The market is that we wanted to provide more attractive goods for our customers with higher quality, but we must with a lower cost. So, the high quality, low cost, and tailor-made, this cannot be balanced, generally speaking. So, but we have to balance that. So we have to adopt technologies for this kind of manufacturing. Now, the question is coming for the logistics companies. How can we provide the service for those manufacturers? And how can we provide our services for the end users? So what I mentioned is two sections. One is B2B, that is business to business service. The other is business to customer service. So if we are talking about, especially for logistics companies, when we are talking about the B2B service, so we have to understand what kind of B2B requirements. For example, more and more customers, companies, manufacturers, they are looking for faster time to market products with lower defects ratios. So how can they react faster, with the requirements from the market to the customer, especially for those so-called fast consuming goods? Okay, then what we should do is that we need more flexible operations, more flexible logistics systems, more dynamic and flexible logistics system to meet this kind of requirements. For example, in China, also we have actually two examples. One is for the home appliance. Everyone may the higher home appliance. They have a platform to develop. For the manufacturing cosmoplats. On this cosmoplats, how can they organize all the production sites? But for the logistics companies, they have to provide different parts for the manufacturing lines. For example, if I make an order on the platform, then I want a pink washing machine with a panda on the side. So this is we say product engineering interaction together with the manufacturers. But if I want this kind of products to be produced on the manufacturing line, then all those parts should be delivered on time to the manufacturing line side. We say line side feeding. So, but the next one may be the order from Xintong. So with a yellow color washing machine, then with different pictures on the surface. So we have to organize. As a logistics companies, we have to organize all the parts feeding, but it's really hard because we have a big problem that we have to deliver all those parts one product by one product. This will cost a lot. Then the question is, we are now solving it. How can we organize? How can we react in an immediate way, in a quick way, to meet the requirements? So not only we have the higher, in my example, how they develop their Cosmoplat, but also they have their digital warehouse, they have their flexible line feeding systems, and also we use automations for the delivery of the goods. So this is one example. The other example is the costumes manufacturing, which is also organized. Which is called Hongling. So they also organize all those goods. So in the costumes, clothes industries, so to react to the markets. So for this one, for Industry 4.0, what we do in the logistics industries is we are now trying to build up more flexible logistics systems to meet the requirements of for the manufacturing, especially for the manufacturing industries. So yeah, so that's what we did actually in China to meet the requirements from the Industry 4.0 from the logistics side.
Thank you, Ivan. Maybe Singtong want to add some point on top of Ivan.
Hey, sure. Thanks, Ivan. Thanks, Pinky. Actually, although Ivan is mentioning a lot of the facts or points or what we have been done in China, there is one point from what he has said. He also mentioned is like for the leaders to identify the best technology most applicable in their situation, is they need to identify what types of logistics or which part of the logistics they are facing, the pinpoints, or they have the urgent requirements. For example, if they are working on, they are handling the warehouse part, so maybe can come to us. We can have a more discussion to design the automated warehouse solution for them. Or you see, we have been also talking a lot of post business companies. So some of them, they do not even have the warehouse. So for this time, for this kind of situation, if you're only focusing on the warehouse, it won't help you much. So for the post business, most likely you will have like a distribution centers. So what you are looking for is automated distribution center solutions. Last but not least, I think it's quite common if some of companies, they only handling the delivery part. So they have the large fleet. So how you could dispatching all those shipment orders and to increase the shipment efficiency, that is the part you need to focus on. So what Ivan also mentioned is like you need to identify, understand your own business and let your consultant partners to know what is your pinpoint and what is your requirements. So that is the first step in order to identify the best technology for your case. And actually, I also want to mention another point. You see, when we talk to customers, for the early sessions, they will directly jump to this, the solution part. So I want this kind of for Industry 4.0 solutions. I want this kind of AI and machine learning algorithms. But there is one fact they always forget is about the data. You see, for all these kind of solutions, you need to have to handle your data well. So you have enough data to support to adopt this kind of advanced solutions. So the data part is also very key point for this Industry 4.0. So no matter what kind of logistics business you are into, the first step is always to have to handle your data well. especially when you have a rapid business growth. The current system is may not be able to handle that much. So you can always think about maybe like using Alibaba Cloud products to to make sure your data is available and reliable. So and after that you can think about other intelligent solutions. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.
Pinky, sorry,
Yes.
I would like to add one point. Thank you.
Sure,
Xintong just mentioned that before we do those, we need the data first. But when we are talking about Industry 4.0, or we are talking about the flexible logistics system, do not forget that we should have the lean logistics first. For example, we all will meet if we operate the finished goods. We will meet that it's high inventory. And for the inventory, we will have two parts. One is offline inventory, the other is online inventory. Most of those finished goods, they store their finished goods in different warehouses. One warehouse for offline stores, the other is for online stores. And those two inventories, they cannot communicate each other. But to just think about how can we make them to share each other, even they have, especially when they have the same product in two warehouses. But actually, when we add these two together for one company, this inventory will be increased. So as Xintong just mentioned, data first, then do not forget lean. And also Cainiao help our many companies together with Alibaba Cloud. Then we help our customers to make them to share their inventories. Especially for those big companies, they will have many warehouses. And all those warehouses, they have their own inventory. Then we'll make with high inventory. But high inventory is money. So if we can keep them low, then we save money. Save money is earning. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivan, to add the point again. And then maybe I just want to share one of the customer that already using Alibaba Cloud in Indonesia for the logistic company. So we already have the customer, the name is GNE, already using us. And then why GNE using Alibaba Cloud in Indonesia? So the first challenge is GNE continues to evolve its service. The company requires a reliable disaster recovery system, and GNE requires a strong system that can ensure the availability and continuity of business services. So one that can help the company to provide the speedy delivery services and also smart tracking that GNE customers have come to expect, and without any pesky service interruption. So GNE also requires that the solution be scalable in particular. So why Alibaba Cloud? Why they choose Alibaba Cloud? Because Alibaba Cloud was a natural choice for the disaster recovery solution. So Alibaba Cloud understands that high availability is crucial to providing a seamless and stable customer experience. And as such, Alibaba Cloud suite of disaster recovery solutions provide the physical and logical redundancy required to ensure zero service downtime. So what the architecture that GNE using for the Alibaba Cloud solution, they are using Elastic Compute Service for the ECS instance. They are used as the backbone of the disaster recovery solution, and also hosting the relevant application, as well as storing data using a system of block storage. And then next, Elastic IP address, they also implemented to enable access to application from remote site. And last, Alibaba Cloud Server Load Balancer, and then GNE using the Server Load Balancer from Alibaba Cloud. So I just want to share a bit use case that in industry in Indonesia that already using Alibaba Cloud. And also we have some of the other company that already using logistic company that already using Alibaba Cloud. So for the 4.0, I think the scaling of the IoT in logistic operation in the upstream and downstream contributes to improving agility, performance, and responsivity. So the further improvement will be driven by a variety of dynamic logistics strategies and customized operating methods. So I think the new tech, the declaration of globalization and the increase in regionalization will accelerate digital transformation of supply chains into supply network through decentralized management models. Yeah, I think that's from my opinion. So I think that's all for the panel discussion. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop your question in the chat, and maybe I just can transfer again to Darlene. Hi, Darlene.
Hi, Pinky. Thank you for the panel discussion. Also, Ivan and Sintong. So we already know about like in the era of digitalization, how the logistic industry works in China, and how is it going to be relevant in Indonesia as well. And because of like the transformation in the industry 4.0, and we also hear about like the best technology that are most applicable in Indonesia as well. So thank you so much for the detailed discussion as well, and thank you for moderating for the panel discussion. Maybe we can, if you have any questions, maybe we can take your questions as well. If there are any questions, you can definitely drop it in the questions in the chat box.
Or maybe any of the audience could share like, what are the industries you are currently in, and what is the current situation, just share some facts. So maybe we can, on top of that, we can also help you to give some suggestions. What is the next step you could, proceed with the digitalization? I think that's also fine. Yeah.
Yes, certainly. There's actually a question from Ibu Siana Budiman. So let me try to read it. Is there API for the WMS software to integrate with various other applications? Maybe either Ivan or Sintong can help to answer. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a good one. Actually, almost 100% we will have this question when we introduce WMS to our customer. You see, okay. So for WMS, of course, we are having those APIs for connecting to other applications or data source. It's quite common is because we are not expecting our customers to deploy this WMS from scratch. Before they even adopt WMS, most of the time they have their own systems or solutions. They even have their own WMS. So we are not like replacing the things to, the cost will be very high. So in order to integrate with their existing system, we have prepared provide those APIs, pre-built APIs to connect. So it's very easy. The integration time is very short. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, Sintong. And
sorry. Also for the APIs of WMS, it also depends on the situation of the case, the real case. For different cases, we will develop for different API solutions to integrate. For example, generally speaking, we have ERP, WMS, then we have TMS. So we have to connect with each other. And actually, for this one, we do not only provide only one, separate WMS. So as Sintong just mentioned in his presentation, that we want to provide a whole solution for our customers. That means the flow of the data will support the flow of goods or the flow of materials. This will make, the whole system transparent, reliable. So that's what we are trying to do. We do not only, only one section digitalization will make isolated islands. These were information isolated islands. So we try to make the data flow. So yeah, this is a good question that we have APIs, but we also want to provide the whole solutions.
Thank you, Ivan. And hopefully it helps to answer your question, Luciana. If you have further questions following up the answer, you can type it in the chat box as well. So for the next question, we have from Pak Arianto Wicaksono. So question for Singtong or Ivan, is there any sort of implementation roadmap that a logistic company like JNE could consider if they are looking at using Alibaba Cloud solution?
Wow, it's a good question, but so huge. Actually, for me, we generally speaking, we have to study the company for 1 month, then we can work out some roadmap. Yes, of course, we have to develop a roadmap for our customers, because we cannot put all those advanced technologies for one company. This is not good. What we try to do is that we provide suitable technologies for the companies. And together with the development of the company, then we provide the corresponding relevant technology together. So that's where mutual development of using technologies. This is a good way. But now we cannot say that what is the roadmap, but yes, there is. For different companies, we need different roadmap. So for example, the company is very traditional. Then what we should do is that we do not to provide our, for example, the edge computing, cloud computing, or those so advanced, I mean, as up-to-date technologies. This is not good. So what we should do, as I just mentioned, is that we should do the lean first. Then we should do the digitalized from which part first. For example, we from warehouse first, or we from our stations first, or we from our personnel's digitalization first. Then it depends on what is the challenges, what is the key pain points of the company. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivan. Maybe someone wants to add up. Okay.
Yes, I agree with Ivan. And normally when we have a discussion with companies like JNE, most likely they will already have their own the entire business flow, the quite mature business systems. So maybe when we discuss with this kind of company, it's not about roadmap anymore, because it's not like it's not like a startup. It's not like you need everything from scratch. So for these companies, like what Evan mentioned, we need to have through discussion, we need to understand what is the the pinpoint they are facing, and maybe for certain points we can provide some of the value added solutions. For example, like JND, I think is focusing on the the delivery business. So maybe of course they will have their dispatching system, and also maybe vehicle route planning. And the pinpoint what I can think about maybe is the address issue. So for example, like when you in some remote area, when you key in the address into the the map service, you cannot identify a very accurate geocoding. So this may affect their the dispatching of vehicle route planning kind of part. So for this kind of pinpoint, we can provide those our address applications with AI algorithms. Yeah, so you see, for this kind of company, we have to find their pinpoints and provide a specific solutions. And of course, if they have a longer term wants to collaborate with us, so maybe we can help them to foresee what will happen in the coming future. Like for example, they want to expand their business, something like that. So we can also give some suggestions on top of that as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really agree with Shintong and also Ivan. So here in Indonesia, we don't have like the roadmap, but we need to meet with the customer and then identify what is the use case, what is their pain point, like Shintong and Ivan mentioned, and then also we need to like the design, make a design architecture for them. Like we need to assess first, like the customer needs to decide which service can be put on cloud, something like that, and then we need to know what is the workload. This one is we need to create new service or application on cloud, or what kind of the workload that you want to put on cloud. For example, example, you want to migrate from infrastructure from on-premise to cloud, or you want to migrate from cloud to cloud, or maybe you want to change from the capex to opex, something like that. And also the expectation, we need to know what is your expectation, like, or maybe you want to have the high availability, or maybe like hybrid, and how much size of data that you want to use. And also after that, we will do it like the maybe collaboration with partner. We also need help from partner here, and also we will give the training. So if your company didn't really know about cloud, so we can give the free training for you, like then we can give the training and certificate, so you will know what kind of the whole design architecture for your company, so we can discuss about that. Yeah, I think that's my opinion. Yeah. Okay, Darlene, I come back to you.
Thank you, Pinky, for adding for the question as well. I hope it helps also, Pak Arianto. If you have any follow-up questions, you can drop it in the question box as well. And we also have another question from Pak Abdurrahman Surya. So how Alibaba Cloud ensure about data security since you are handling end-to-end? Maybe.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. So regarding this one, when we talk to our customers, we also sometimes face this kind of questions. So you know, some of our customers, their data may be quite sensitive. So some of the customers may prefer the solution to be deployed on premise instead of on cloud. So talking about data like a data security, there are maybe two parts. For most of the solutions we are introducing just now and we are providing do support both on cloud deployment and on-premise. Yeah. For on-premise, so which means we will help you to establish your own like a private cloud kind of infra, so the data security can be managed. And for the public cloud deployment, definitely we have all those data security applications, like for example data encryption, data recovery, or key management, and so on. And of course, our Alibaba Cloud, we also have our own the security, different kinds of security data security certificate. So we maybe discuss in details about that. Yeah, so definitely the data security we are also treat as a quite important factor in our business. Yes.
Yep, agree with Sington. I just add some more point. Yeah, if the customer came to Alibaba, like they also asking about the security compliance. How is their data is it secure to put it on top of Alibaba Cloud? So here I will answer. The first is we have the global compliance, and then world-class security certificate like ISO 90001, and also ISO 27001, and also we have a GDPR, we have PCI DSS, and also if the customer wants to visit our data center, like we already have data center here in Indonesia. We already have 3 data centers in Indonesia with different locations. And also we have scrubbing center, anti-DDoS here in Indonesia. So I think this one is already comply with the regulation that the regulation is want to company like the cloud provider to have data center in Indonesia. So we already comply about this. And even if customer want to visit their data center, like they want to know, I want to know the data center in Indonesia, Alibaba Cloud, where's the location, and etc. So you can visit with our partner company you. And also we already follow the standard of the data center. So no need to afraid that I don't know, maybe lost the data security and etc. So we already have a tier 4 for the data center. And also we also have NDA. So if you worry about your data not secure in Alibaba Cloud, we already have an NDA. And then also that like Sing Tong mentioned about the technical point. Like we already have an encrypted solution that can support of that, and also we also have the security solution to secure your data. So don't worry if put your data on top of cloud. Yes, I think yeah, that's my opinion.
Thank you.
Hopefully can answer the question. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Sintong and Pinky. Maybe we can take one more question before we end the session. If you have any questions, you can drop it in the chat box as well. So maybe before that, if there are any highlights or maybe key takeaways that Sintong, Ivan, or maybe Pinky would like to share to the audiences as well, we welcome you to share it with us.
Or may I ask one question?
Sure.
So what is this actually the situation of Indonesia's logistics industry? I mean, which level? I mean, if you compare to China. Actually, I'm sorry, I do not know much about the logistics market in Indonesia. So Pinky or Xintong know about to compare Chinese logistics industry. What's the main difference?
Maybe the main difference, I don't know, maybe in China, it's all already automatic, like you already have a robot for the supply chain and etc.
Yeah.
But here I think mostly not all they have like the platform. They I don't know all of the logistic company already have online like the as well as digital platform or etc. or the ecosystem. Yeah, maybe we lack of that if compare with the China or with the others. Like I mentioned before, from the data in Indonesia, several causes like the of cost overruns in logistic industry. Like the first is the cases of load volume balance, and then the second is connectivity between regions that haven't been developed evenly for the infrastructure. And also the third is ineffective national logistic system here in Indonesia. And also the fourth is there is no clear law on logistic institution. Maybe it's kind of different with China. Yeah, the reason makes the logistic in Indonesia not yet competitive. And I don't know, maybe with the launch of the ecosystem, it's hoped that there will be ease and smoothness of the process from upstream to downstream. Yeah, something like that.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe we need we need that.
Because I'm thinking about what's the technologies baseline. I mean, the basic technologies which can share with our Indonesian markets, but based on this, I mean, the baseline basic technologies, then we have to tailor-made some interaction. I mean, different equipments or technologies for the local market will quite different. For example, the basic means RFID we can use or the LEMO we can use, but for the interaction with our PDAs with the name of, as I just mentioned, LEMO, then we have to be tailor-made for the local companies, for the local markets. So this will be quite different. Yeah.
Get it. And here in Indonesia, I think e-commerce business and online retailers became the winners of 2020 with the omni-channel strategy, becoming a new standard like logistic process, supply chain management, and the overall process of order fulfillment must appropriately adapt to omni-channel principles. So because you know that during pandemic situation, mostly people in Indonesia order something like via digital platform. So really need the logistic companies to support on top of the delivering all of the goods and etc. Yeah, I think yeah, maybe the industry, logistic industry will be more on the 4.0. Yeah, in my opinion. Maybe in here, is there any opinion from your side? Yeah. Ini Abdurrahman Surya. I think there's
Yeah,
a comment from Abdurrahman Surya. China is one big mainland, while Indonesia is consists of many islands. That's one big difference. Yeah, thank you
yes,
for the input.
yes. Yeah, so for this one, we are talking about the drones for the last mile delivery.
Okay.
Also in China, you know, in the last mile delivery, we have especially in the west of China, we have many mountains and many villages in the valley of the mountains. So how can we save time to deliver the parcels? So we try many drones to take parcels, fly to the destinations. So now we are developing the one drones, I mean the unmanned planes, which can carry 30 kilograms. There's a one type. The other type is what we are developing is for 3 tons. So small, medium size, then which can travel for the last mile delivery. So this will be a big market, I think, for the last mile delivery. If the thousands of islands, so called, the difference between China.
Do you think that I mean what you already implemented in China can implement it also in Indonesia?
We have tried to use this one in China. I mean the last mile with drones. So Indonesia, I don't know, but I think there's a chance, opportunity for us to have this kind of technology because you know the one island flow to the other islands, so challenge for last mile delivery.
Okay, great, got it. Yeah, maybe if there is any question from the participants, or maybe can want to add some points, feel free to add in the chat box. Thanks for Pak Abdurrahman Surya to add some point. So Darwin, I transfer back to you.
Sure. Thank you, Pinky, Ivan, and Xingzong. I think it was a very insightful and a very good discussion as well. Thank you so much, Ivan and Xingzong, as well as Pinky for the session today. Also for the audiences who actually take part of and attend today's webinar. And we hope to see you in the next webinar. Thank you, everyone.